Hello, guys. Today we'll be discussing the economic differences between the North and the South that would lead up to the Civil War as well as during the Civil War. The Northern economy is characterized as industrialized urban areas with factories, railroads, and small-scale farming. What they mean by small-scale farming is families that would farm just enough for them to survive, and any excess that they would have, they would be able to sell. The industrialization allowed for the mass production of goods that could be sold around the world, not just at home. The rapid urbanization and immigration led to greater economic growth because more people meant more cash flow in these urban areas. Furthermore, their economy did not just rely solely on one thing or one product. They employed fields such as manufacturing, banking, and commerce. By contrast, the Southern economy was agrarian by nature. Agrarian meaning agricultural, and they had large plantations that controlled the majority of the wealth. Now, if you weren't a plantation owner or working for a plantation owner, chances are you were very poor and had no means to make an income. These plantations would grow tobacco, rice, indigo, and cotton. For those who may not know, indigo is this plant right here, and it is used to make dyes for clothing. This is cotton, and it is also used for clothing. Now, every plantation in the South was heavily reliant on slave labor. And because they were so heavily reliant on slave labor, the Southern economy relied on it. It was the only way they could make a profit. Now, because they made money in such different ways, they had different thoughts on tariffs and economic policies. The North saw tariffs as crucial to protect American industry. It would help them eliminate foreign competition and allow for the American economy to grow. The South opposed tariffs due to relying heavily on imports from Europe. These imports, sorry, I noticed there's a mistake. This is supposed to say tariff. Sorry about that, guys. These tariffs made it difficult for them to get the manufactured goods that they were unable to produce on their own. They were also exporting cotton, tobacco, and other cash crops, and that was the majority of their economy at this time. So they had an economic downturn. The North wanted to pass legislation that would promote industrial growth and build infrastructure. They wanted to grow the American economy without relying on Europe or Africa or Asia. The South believed that these policies had an unfair bias towards the northern states. They felt as if these legislations were oppressing the South. These economic differences were a large contributing factor as to why the Civil War happened, as well as the topic of slavery and state rights. It just created a great divide between the states. Now, your assignment is to write a 1 to 2 paragraph response as to why these economic differences could cause tension. And when you are done, you can turn to a partner and discuss your thoughts as to why. And then at the end of class, turn in your paper to me, and we will go over it tomorrow.